Hey everybody. Feels like it's been a while. Hello. I've had a very busy few weeks, so I think that's why it feels like so long. Hi Rowan, hey Erin. Hey Pat. How's the weather for everybody? It's actually really nice here. Past few days we've had a bunch of downpours, but today not one yet. It's nice out. Hey Emily. It's always so weird in the beginning, it's so quiet. We were just talking about the weather. It's very humid over here though, which has not been fun. The new house has an AC, like a wall AC, but it's really dirty and has to be cleaned, so we're not running it. So it's nasty in here. Hey everybody, hot and hazy from Canadian Fires, yeah. Where are you? Are you still getting the smoke? We don't have the smoke anymore in Massachusetts, but I wonder if that has to do with it being so hot. Air is strangely full of smoke over here. Super poor air quality from the fires. Yeah, okay. Oh, so it seems like it's going in a different direction then. We had it a few weeks ago. Hazy. Oh, okay. Oh, all of you have smoke from the wildfires. That's awful. See, I'm ignorant and thought that was over because we don't have it anymore. It was pretty bad here, but I'm sorry about that. That's not fun. Thank you. What a nice compliment. All right, well, if we can't go outside, we can spend some time inside together reading someone's diaries. I don't know how many of you were here last week, but last week we hit the month where Todd passes away, so that was pretty rough. And that was just on the 28th. So that was only a couple of days ago in the diary, so this month, or this set of entries that we're reading today is going to be probably pretty sad still. Definitely pretty sad. No smoke in Tennessee, just hot. It's really hot in this room. Hello, Nikki. I'm going to try to open the window more, but I don't think it's going to help. I need a fan. Okay. So I can get started whenever. Seems like more people are coming in. I figured we'll try to read October today. Last time I did have a little bit of trouble with the service, like I was freezing a couple times, but hopefully this time it'll be better. No smoke in Ireland. We've had about a month of good weather and we're all saying that's our summer. Oh no. It's like you can't even enjoy it. You know it's going to be over soon. Yeah, we've had a really hot, muggy, humid streak here, which has not been great for painting. Like the paint won't dry. And just, you know, working in general in that, like, thick heat has not been fun, but we've been getting a lot done here. We haven't painted this room yet. This is going to be one of the last ones because it's, oh no, that noise. Well, let me think. I don't think my microphone is plugged in, or not. Hold on. You're probably hearing the fan from my laptop. My microphone doesn't have a power on. The dehumidifier, we do have one that runs pretty constantly, but it kind of like heats up the room more, and it's just not helping. I mean, we have to have the windows open. Hey, Ian? Yeah? Can you help me? My microphone's not lighting up. And I think they're hearing my laptop fan.
It's not powered.
But it's plugged in. It's plugged in to here. Oh no, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay. That's That is, yeah, that's Ian's not mowing the lawn again. That's my laptop dying. Like, hold on. Sorry, guys. I usually check this first, and I have my external hard drive, like, in there. Oh no, it says the device is in use, and I can't. What am I gonna do? Ian? It's gone. I can't unplug my mouse. Hey, Ian! Can you come back? Here's the problem. My external hard drive is plugged in, and when I go to say eject it, how do you do that? Here. When I say eject it, it says it's in use and it won't eject. Oh, never mind. You're magic. Okay. Now,
I'll just stand here.
They thought that mowing the lawn. Okay, can you hear me? Because I never know if the red button is muted or not muted. Okay, but can you hear me? Okay, all right, good, okay. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I have to have my... Is it better? Can you not hear the laptop dying anymore? Okay, thank you. Good. Sorry about that. I have like a mess of cords right over here, and it's hard to tell what's plugged in and what's not. And in order to put my stuff on YouTube, I need to use this external hard drive because the files are too big. So that was still plugged in, but okay. You don't hear that noise anymore. Yeah, that's literally the fan on my laptop. And I'm pretty sure whenever I'm in class and on Zoom, they can all hear that. Okay, you were watching the Lizzie McGuire movie. I remember that movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, though. Okay, so someone said that my little blue box is cut off. I think every single time I come on here, some people can see it and some people can't, so I think I might just leave it. It's more for anyone who's coming on and doesn't know what's going on. Colleen, you missed me, fell asleep. Well, you haven't missed much. I was fooling around trying to figure out my microphone, but I made it work. And actually, Ian just had to give support. He didn't have to even do anything, so proud of myself. Okay, thanks for sticking through that. I'm glad that was taken care of in the beginning. There's always something, right? So we can start reading. Like I said, we left off. We're kind of in the midst of Todd, unfortunately, passing away. We knew this was coming because we know his death date and we know the situation. So it wasn't a total shock, a total surprise, but it was pretty, I found it kind of shocking how heartfelt and sad the entry was that Edna wrote. So if you haven't been around for a while, this is the diary of a man named Todd Delaney, but he had a cerebral hemorrhage about a year back, and his wife started writing for him, so that's why I said it was Edna's entry. Technically, this is Todd's diary, but he's passed away, so now this is going to continue from Edna's perspective. So, here we go. All right, so our entry was quite poetic. Yes, it was. It was. It was like reading a book, not reading real life, you know? And it's really, you know, especially because this is so far, like, long ago, it's easy sometimes to forget. But, all right, so let me scroll down a little bit. So Edna, Nellie, and I drove out to the cemetery to see the flowers and take some pictures. So Jen asked, when did he die? He passed away a few days before that on the 28th. So maybe if you guys weren't here, I can read the entry. It's like a pretty pivotal moment in the diary, so I'll go back to it and read it. So Thursday, September 28th, a cloudy, cold morning. I did not know this morning early when I wrote this line above about the weather that it would be such a very, very cloudy, cold day for us. Todd passed away at 1 o'clock. It was so sudden and so hard for us. I hoped someday he would be able to write this diary again, or his diary again, but instead I have to enter this sad item with sad thoughts. So, you know, this entry, as sad as it is, answered a lot of questions for us. You know, we had kind of like put it two and two together, figuring out that his wife was writing for him, but this really kind of proves it. And we were also, every once in a while, we would talk about how it was sweet that Edna was kind of keeping the diary going, and that was our thought, like that maybe she was transcribing what he was saying into the diary, and then after a while it became her story. And that kind of, this sentence here, I hoped someday he would be able to write his diary again, but instead I have to enter this, kind of, again, like, proves that our hunch was correct. So I'll continue this one. Edna, Nellie, and I drove out to the cemetery to see the flowers and take some pictures. It's weird since they're strangers, but you can tell they were so in love. Yeah, definitely. It's really weird because they are strangers, but they don't feel like that anymore. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. And in the other diaries that I've read and made videos about, I felt like extremely attached just myself to the people in the diary. But this is like, I don't read these entries ahead. Like, we figure these things out together. So I feel like you guys, probably who have been here since the beginning, feel just as attached as I do. And just as much, like, not like attached, but like we know them. Yeah, they don't feel like strangers at all. Exactly. It's really interesting. And special, I think. Okay, so let me keep going. And I drove out to the cemetery to see the flowers and take some pictures. It rained while we were there. Lloyd came out in the afternoon and we talked things over. And then he took us out to the cemetery again. Mother went along. So Edna, the wife, there's two Ednas. So Todd's wife, Edna, is the one who is writing this diary now. The Edna that is mentioned here is their daughter. I have a picture of her. Here she is. So that is their daughter, Edna. So she went with them. Lloyd is their son. And I only have where is it? The only picture I have of Lloyd is kind of not a great picture. He's right here. This is him older. And this is his wife, Frances. I do have a younger picture of Frances somewhere, but so that's Lloyd and Edna, Todd's two children. And when she said mother came along, she's talking about this woman. This is Edna, the wife's mother, Mrs. Gibson. All right, and then so that's rough. Like, they talked things over. That's the worst part about this process of grief, is the practical things that have to get done. And you can't really wait. You have to talk things over. All right. So we'll move on to the second. And last week I talked about it a little bit more, but I am actually in contact with Todd's great-grandson. He, unfortunately, doesn't have any pictures that he knows of. He's looking right now, and he's going to let me know if he finds anything, but we're kind of both on the search now. But at least at the very end, we have one more diary after this one, but after we're done with them, the diaries have a place to go where they'll be appreciated. You know, we appreciate them, but I think that family members would more. Did you guys make any more advances with the family photo? No. I was kind of just, I've hit like a dead end here. I know that this is, so we're talking about this picture. I think you're talking about this picture. This is the one that I immediately thought of, but this is a hotel in Fairfax, which is the town that Todd lived in. And it was owned by Edna's parents. So again, Edna is Todd's wife, so his in-laws. And this is definitely a picture of Edna's mother, Emma, and this is her father. And then we have a couple of other people in the picture who we think we know. Like, this might be someone in the family. we tried to kind of like use process of elimination or whatever, but didn't really get very far. I was trying to figure out the date of the photo to figure out if these people, I really, really think that this is the daughter Edna and that this is Lloyd, but I can't find anything that would like nail that down. So no, we're still at a standstill with this, but I really, really want to make more progress on it, because if we find out that this is Edna and this is Lloyd, then Edna, the mother, the wife, is probably in this, and Todd is probably in this. So he's somewhere in this picture, I think. But yeah, I didn't really make any more progress on that. I tried. Most people, I asked, I made a video about it, like, what year do you think this is from? People who know, like, the history of fashion and everything, just by, like, their outfits. And a lot of the answers were, like, between 1900 and 1910. And I think in order for that to be Edna and Lloyd, this would have to be, like, 1911. And I did show it to Jim. I sent him an email. But the email I sent him had a lot of stuff in it, so I think it might have gotten missed. And I'm planning on meeting with him again sometime, so hopefully I can, like, actually, maybe we can do a Zoom call or something. I'm going to ask him so that I can actually bring the picture up and talk about it with him. But we'll have to see. All right. So that's all true. All the stuff you have to do. Yeah, exactly. All right, so I'll keep going. The 2nd of October. Oops. A cold, rainy day. It's nice that, you know, we call him the Weatherman because he would start every entry off talking about the weather. And now Edna's doing the same. Nellie came to stay with us tonight. Lloyd and Francis came out in the afternoon and opened the lockbox at the bank. Should capitalize his bank. This must be talking about the Fairfax State Savings Bank, because that's the bank that was in town, and Edna, the daughter, actually worked there. This is a picture of Edna and Nellie working together at that bank. And then I also, because I love to show the pictures, I think it really, like, puts names to faces and places, you know, helps us imagine. That is the bank. Oh, does it say we opened? It just says, oh, and we went down. And opened the lockbox. Hey, Micah. You're not that late. We were just, most of the time I was trying to figure out my microphone so you didn't miss much. But we were kind of recapping what's been going on in the last month. And we've only read a couple of entries, so you didn't miss much. You missed Ian. He made an appearance. Okay, so we went down and opened the lockbox at the bank. Mother's stove went out. And Catherine and Edna had to clean it out tonight. Edna and Nellie went down to see an insurance man. See all that practical nonsense. So yeah, they're talking about Edna Jr. right now, I assume. Because I think Edna, the wife, is just continuing to write for him. Well, in place of him. Edna and Nellie went... Oh, I got that already. Oh, no, that's just the same. Hold on. Edna and Nellie... Oh, wait, went down to Helen's. Lately, I've been skipping lines a lot to see an insurance man. Edna took out some accident insurance. Ugh. So now they're like getting their affairs in order. Even though Todd was sick for a while, his death came as a shock. That's sad. All right. Edna wrote thank you cards all morning and in the afternoon. Document is a bit cut off on the left, but not much, so I'm being kind of picky. Are you talking about the Word document? I can scoot it over. No big deal. Is that better? Thank you cards all morning and in the afternoon. Oh. That's like a two-part sentence. Edna wrote thank you cards all morning, and in the afternoon we went over to Walford to see the agent, and then, went to the cemetery. So, Walford is a town nearby, and that's seems like where Todd worked the most. Todd was a telegrapher for the railroad and a station agent. So they're probably talking about going to see the station agent there. And Todd actually did go back to work, which surprised me. Thank you for the heart and the cat paws. All right, went out to the cemetery. Nellie, Edna, and I went down to Millie's for supper tonight. Yeah. Lloyd went something today. West? Oh, west. I wonder what that means. There's some crows outside that have been going nuts. I don't know if you guys can hear them. No, I actually went outside earlier to see what they were doing because they were screaming and making noises that I've never heard crows make before. Okay. I thought maybe there was an owl because in my at my other house, the house I grew up at, my parents' house, we have owls. And whenever you hear the crows going nuts and other birds going nuts, sometimes it means there's an owl nearby, so I was hoping, but they were just fighting over something. And they're still apparently fighting. All right, Edna washed some. Yeah, I like that too. So Velvet said, I love when the pen gets a little bit darker at some parts. It makes it feel more real. Oh, I should make friends with the crows and give them treats. You're getting jealous about the birds. Yeah, Valentina is a birder. All right, Edna, I think that's saying Edna washed some and finished a few cards before dinner. Edna went to work this afternoon for the first time since Thursday noon. I did some odd jobs. Oh yeah, that's true. If she left work at noon last Thursday, that means she came home because of Todd dying. Yeah, let me, was that on a Thursday? Yeah, it was. Oh, that's terrible. Ugh. She wasn't far, which is good. It seems less than a week. That's like quick to go back. Huh. Edna and I went to Walford in the morning and took the railroad cash to the agent. So they're really just taking care of a bunch of business. Everything right to the penny. When we came home, we went out to cemetery. And Edna took some more pictures of the flowers. So something about Edna, the daughter, in her obituary, and in Nellie's too, it talks about how they were both part of the camera club. She was really into photography. So it's heartbreaking. She took pictures of the flowers at her father's grave. And it makes me wonder what happened to those. Like, Edna was also, the daughter, was also a diary writer herself. According to Jim, the whole family was. So I wonder if those pictures were in her diary. I was going to show, because they keep talking about the cemetery, I was going to show Todd's gravestone. Oops. It's from, I found it on findagrave.com, which is a great resource if you're doing family history. I can only get it to be that big if I scroll. I know, I wish we could see the pictures too. I found pictures of grave flowers in your old family papers, etc. Okay, wow. Makes sense, because they won't, last. So it makes sense to take pictures of them and keep them. It's kind of like taking, after a funeral when you take a flower home with you. Yes, I can give you a recap. So, about a week before, on the 28th, is when Todd passed away. So this is the entry from that day. I did read it a while ago, but if you go back when I do my recording, you can listen again, or you can read it right now. I don't know how well you can see it, but it was pretty sudden. Todd seems to be getting better, and then all of a sudden wasn't, and then it was a surprise that he passed away then. And then since then, the family has been kind of doing all of the, going through all of the motions that you need to go through after something like that happens, planning the funeral, and they've been going to visit the cemetery a lot, and it seems like taking care of a lot of business, like work-related from Todd. So they had taken cash over to his boss, or I'm just kind of like connecting the dots, but they were kind of like going to the bank, getting the insurance stuff all settled. So that's kind of where they are at right now. So Edna worked all day. I did odd jobs around Mr. and Mrs. I'm just gonna add a period there, even though she doesn't put one. Mr. and Mrs. McGee, Francis, Norman, and David came out this evening. So Mr. and Mrs. McGee are Todd's son Lloyd's in-laws. So Lloyd, who is their oldest son, is married to Frances, and these are her parents. Yeah, it is. I know. It's sad that they thought he was getting better. I was very surprised to see him go back to work. I did not expect that. Yeah, and then on his death certificate, it does say that the cause of death was a cerebral hemorrhage, so he had the second. But then, so we ended up, the way we found out that the first event that he had was a cerebral hemorrhage, like that's why he stopped writing in the last diary, was because in his death certificate, it says here, so his cause of death was cerebral hemorrhage, but then had the first cerebral hemorrhage July 10th, 1943. And that's exactly when he stopped writing in the last diary. All right. October 6th. came out this evening. Helen came and spent the evening. This was our first night alone. Nellie went home on account of Carmen's birthday. I feel like Carmen is one of Nellie's nieces. I don't know if anyone in the Diary Detectives group remembers that. I feel like Carmen is one of her nieces, but I'm not sure. Maybe one of her brother's children. Yes, there is a place where you can read the whole story. On my TikTok account, I have a link tree, so it's like a little link you click on, and it will show. I can pull it up right now, though. I have a Google site where I put all of this stuff. So after we transcribe on live, I upload it onto this website. So it's linked in my bio. It takes forever to load because there's so much in here. But it's basically Google Slides with all of the transcribed entries. So you can read the 1943 one. We've completed that. And what we've done so far for the 1944 one. And then I also upload all of my live recordings to my YouTube, which is also linked in the bio. So there are lots of places where you can see it. All right, so we're going to figure out who Carmen is. Whoa, ugh, so bright, but now I won't miss it. You're welcome. Yeah, diary day. Oh, I know, lately diary day has meant tissues need to be ready. It wasn't so sad before. Carmen Ann Kruger. Yep, okay, so is that Nellie's niece? I remember the K name. Now I can unhighlight this because that's terrible. Yes, okay. Well, good. Hi from Argentina. Hello. If you lost the episodes, they're uploaded on YouTube, all of my replays. Chilly, windy day. Edna did not go to CR this evening. Nellie came out and was here for supper and stayed all night. Millie went to Excelsior Springs this morning. Right. Oops. I had no idea the name Carmen would be used back then. That's interesting. Yeah, it seems pretty modern with the K. It does. Yeah, we've got Chile and Argentina here. I feel like you guys can't see the whole entry. Yeah, Millie. We had figured out who Millie was. I've been kind of like out of the loop because I've been so busy with my new house trying to like paint and stuff that I haven't really been as attentive as I should be. Hold on, let me think. Let me see if I can get to my ancestry family tree. There is someone named Millie, but I don't know what side of the family she's on. No, that's okay. You don't need to be sorry. I don't even think... They think this is, Oh, we've been adding to this. Okay. That's Emma Jane Gibson's family. I wonder... No Millie. Did we figure out who Millie was? Mildred, yes, probably. So that she's on the Delaney side. Okay, hold on. Is she further up in the tree. I don't have... You have a bigger tree than me, Jen. I'll have to go back to her. I know we've found her before, and I just, like, William's daughter. Oh, okay, William's daughter. Yeah, I don't have her in here, but you probably do. Let me see if I can figure out how to get to your tree. Yes, yours is right here. Jen is part of the Diary Detectives, which is like a Patreon subscriber group. And hold on, I'm trying to make this not... Okay. So if you're a Patreon subscriber, you can be part of the Discord group where we do our research together. I'm trying to get it to load and it's like not. It's not loading. Wonder why. All right, I'll have to go back to it. It'll probably load later. Weird. All right. So it's Todd's niece then? Thank you for the rose. Jen is one of the ones always solving and finding things live. Yes, she is. And she's always on the Discord while we're on live, sending stuff. Documents. And I did see some pop up. I haven't opened up Discord yet. There's a lot going on the screen. But yeah, Jen's awesome. In the little group that we have, the Patreon group, we've really gotten to know each other. And we have our own, everyone's got their own like specialty. And it's really fun to work together. She's on Family Searches, Mildred Delaney. Okay. Yeah, Mildred Millie. That makes total sense. All right. Sunday. Did I already do this one? No. A cold, damp day. Edna and Ellie fixed a rail on Edna's back porch. Okay, Jen's sending me more cool stuff. I'll open that. Oh, is that a picture of Millie? Oh, hold on. Can you guys see that? Yes. I can't zoom in at all, but Jen sent that on the Discord group. Oh, that's Carmen. Sorry. Thank you. That's Carmen. All right. Awesome. I'll have to add that to our people and places slides. My internet is like really slow right now. Nothing's loading. Okay, Edna and Nellie fixed a rail on Edna's back porch and picked apples. In the afternoon, we drove out to the cemetery and returned some dishes that were here since the funeral. Lloyd did not get back. To CR until late from, so that's CHI, Chicago. Lloyd worked on a mail train, like a post office train that went between Chicago and Omaha, I think I remember. Yeah, it went west with Chicago. Yeah, so he must have had to go away for work and called us up in the evening. Nellie, Edna, and I alone in the evening. Just the small things like Nellie always helping Edna and being there for her. I know. I can zoom into this one. I don't know if that's better. Sometimes people say it's better to zoom out. Sometimes it's better to zoom in. So Monday, October 9th, Lloyd and Francis, so that's Todd's oldest son and his wife. Lloyd and Francis came out a while in the PM. Lloyd picked some apples. Charlie, and Millie came home from Excelsior. I can never spell that. Springs tonight. All right. Interesting to hear her consider the three of them together as alone. Yeah, that is interesting. And I wonder, too, yeah, that's very interesting because they're not alone at all, but it must feel that way. I wonder, because we know that Edna, the daughter, so Edna Jr., has a house built on the same property. So this is Todd's house, Todd and his wife Edna. And I'm assuming Edna, the daughter, grew up there. And then during the first diary that we read, and I think it's probably already completed, and Edna, I think, is like living in this house now, but they were building Edna's house right next to Todd's house. Jim, who is Todd's great-grandson, who I've been into contact with now, he confirmed that they built this house, like, with their own two hands. They built it together, and that's pretty cool. And that it's, like, on the same property. So these are definitely the houses. And they refer to it as Edna's cabin. And one thing I'd love to ask Jim when I talk to him again, which I need to, like, write this down somewhere because I'm going to forget. But one thing I want to ask him is, did Edna, because he knew Edna well, did Edna refer to this house as her cabin? Even though by that time, I don't think her parents were living in the other house. Like, I wonder if this just was Edna's cabin, not Edna's house. Did Edna call her house her cabin? I really want to know that. Okay. He said, I asked him to describe the house more, and he said, like, he remembers that there was a fireplace in the house that was really special to Edna, and the basement, he said, was really, like mildewy, I guess, when they were going through it, and a lot of stuff got ruined because of it. The homes aren't still in the family, no. They have been sold. Edna, the daughter, lived until the 1990s, and she lived in this house. But I think by that time, this house had been sold off, and I think it's the same owner now, but it's not in the family. Yes, hardworking family for sure. Yes. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Tuesday, October 10th. A cold, windy day. Lloyd came out alone today. He just about cleaned the apple trees and emptied the ashes. And when Edna came home, they got the aerial off the roof of the barn. What is that? Are they talking about like a... Oh my god. I can never think of the name of this thing. Every time I try to say the name of this, I forget. Not a wind turbine. Not a wind chime. What's the thing that tells you the direction of the wind? I can never think of this name. The TV antenna? Okay, maybe it's a TV antenna. It's not a weather vane. Thank you. I'm thinking of a weather vane. I don't know if that's what they're talking about, but thank you, because that would have drove me crazy. Because it's every time. I can never think of that specific word, and I know that word never comes to me. A weather vane. But yeah, it could be I don't know. Is anyone like sure that their guess is correct, or are these all just kind of guesses? Because we've got TV antenna, lightning rod, weather vane, weather thing. Emily. No, just a guess. Yep. One of our diary detectives needs to go and talk to the new owners. Would be awesome to see the pics inside of these homes. I'm pretty sure through the article that they put in the Cedar Rapids Gazette, I got a few emails from different people who lived in Fairfax, and I'm pretty sure one of the emails was from a relative of the person who owned the house after them. And I asked, like I replied to the email and I asked and I never got a reply back. I'm not sure who's there now, but you know, all of that stuff is public record. I just like feel really weird. I would never like just write a letter to the house or anything. Like that's just too, you know. But they did reach out to me, so I tried. So then I asked, but if I ever get a reply, I'll let you guys know. Couldn't think of vane either, but knew what you were thinking. Yeah, weather vane. Wind turbine. Can you imagine that on top of their house? All right, Edna came home. They got the aerial off the roof of the barn. Nellie came for supper and brought us supper from the church supper at Eli. Lloyd here for supper too. Another thing that I learned about Edna from Jim and from other people who messaged me, who sent me an email about her, because other people from the town knew her. She was a very religious person, they said. A cold, windy day. Lloyd came out alone today. I did want to highlight something. I want to highlight this and figure out what exactly they're talking about. I know. So I would write the current homeowner letter. I just think it would be creepy. I don't want to do that, I don't think. Maybe in the detectives group we can talk more about, like, I'll go reread the email that I got a couple of weeks ago. Maybe send a follow-up. Because I think it was someone who was related because they had the same last name. Okay. A clear, chilly day. Edna and I were invited into Lloyd's for supper. We went in a little early, and Edna did a little shopping. So when they say we went in, they're talking about, you're here to do your job. Have you saved in a while? Hello, thank you for your work, because no, I haven't, so save. That's funny. Every time. When she says they went in, they're talking about into Cedar Rapids, which is the nearest big city to them, and that's where Lloyd lives. So they're going in to see Lloyd, and that's where they do a lot of their shopping, it seems like, a lot of their business, because Fairfax, the town that they live in, is tiny. It's still a small town now, but it was even smaller then. It was like less than 300 people at this time. So Edna did a little shopping. We got home about 10 o'clock. It's about like a 25 minute drive, I think. Love that the family's spending a lot of time together. Yes. True. Lloyd did come around a lot too and help. When they're talking about he took the ashes, he empties the furnace for them and takes the ashes out. He did a lot of grocery shopping, delivering, and came and helped when Todd was sick. So it must be a kind of like a different situation. Like, how do you navigate that when he used to come all the time and have like a purpose, and now I guess his purpose is just to like comfort his family and be with them. And Lloyd has 3 sons too: Roger, Norman, and David. Does she have her own diary at this point too, or does this become hers? That is a great question. I don't know the answer to that, because when I talked to Jim, who is Todd's great-grandson, he said that the whole family, Edna included, the daughter Edna included, they were all diary writers. Like, they all had their own sets of diaries. So that kind of sparked that question for me. Like, did she already have her own diary going? That, what he said makes me think yes. And then when did it, like, when she started writing for Todd, I wonder if she was also writing her own diary at that time. And then when did they converge? Like, it would be so interesting to have both sets of diaries and see kind of like how they overlap. The family, I don't know if the family has them. Jim doesn't. He knows kind of like what branch of the family he thinks they may have went to. The fact that these diaries were for sale, and more of them too that belong to Todd, I think, the fact that they were for sale makes me think that the family probably doesn't have them anymore for whatever reason. But I'm still trying to get into contact with the rest of the family. Do many U.S. towns put the town's population up, or is that just in films? I'm trying to think. I don't know. I can't think of a town near me that has the population on the sign. I know that some towns that are really, really small and it's like their thing put up the population, but I don't think it's a common thing. Probably because the population, I feel like nowadays populations must change more rapidly than before. But I don't know. Anyone live in a town in the U.S. that has a population on there? You believe they do? Yeah, okay, so it could be like a regional thing too. Yeah, I wonder if Fairfax has one. I don't think they do. I haven't seen it, but there's not a lot online about Fairfax. This is so relaxing. Thank you. It's something we do every week, so if it's relaxing to you, join us next time too. It's fun. A lot of them in California do. Okay. Yeah. So I guess a lot of towns still do that. Wonder how often they update it. Fairfax, the town where they are in right now, Todd and Edna, I think, well, I don't know if it was in the 1940s that they had like under 300 people, but the closest population point that I could find to that year, it was about 300. And now I think it's like 3,000. I think, if I remember correctly. Jen, your city has it too. You do in Ohio. Okay, yeah. Maybe I'm just like blanking out. Or maybe we just, in Massachusetts, not as many have them. I don't know. I can't. I'll have to like keep my eyes open. Now I'll notice it. You know, that's like, it's like when you learn a new word. Now I'll see them everywhere. All right, 28 degrees this AM. The coldest so far of the season. A killing frost. Okay, yeah. Population of Fairfax in 1940 was 262. So that must have been the year that I had found. That's where I got that number. The cannas are surely black. Edna got away a little early at noon. I think she's talking about got out of work. And we took Ma and drove out to see Mrs. Lockhart. Nellie here tonight. We met Mrs. Lockhart, Vlasta Lockhart. I don't remember how many months ago in the diary, but we met her. 2020, it was 2,828 people in Fairfax. 1950, it was 355. Wow, so they had a boom. And as we know, those of you who are in the Diary Detectives group, they have a town Facebook page just like every other town, and it's full of just as much drama as every other town. We had a lot of fun when we were trying to get into those Facebook groups. I'm glad that after all of that, because we were like convinced there was some kind of conspiracy and this town did not want anything to do with the diaries, because every method I tried, every route I tried to go down, I got shut down, and it was horrible. It was so frustrating. And we were convinced at that point, we're like, there's something going on. Fairfax doesn't want anything to do with this. But now we've finally connected with Jim, and everything is fine. And the newspaper did an article, and I got some responses from that. So it was just, I don't think that people in Fairfax, maybe, I mean, they do obviously use Facebook, but I don't know. They must have thought I wasn't real or something, but yeah. I tried to join a Facebook group. I sent in like a, because you know how when you try to join a Facebook group, it like has the questions for you, and I sent in this like explanation of what I was doing and why I was doing it, thinking like they would let me join. And they didn't let me join, and they sent me a message that said they do not share recipes on Facebook. Yes, true. they sent me a message that said, oh, just so you know, this is Fairfax, Iowa, not Fairfax, Virginia. And I was about to reply, I know, I'm looking for Fairfax, Iowa, so that's great. And I was blocked. So I was like, okay, what's going on? I didn't do anything I thought wrong to get blocked. But yeah, I got blocked and I couldn't join. It was so frustrating because it was like, that was what I thought was going to get me in touch with a family member or someone from Fairfax. It was like, oh, it was so frustrating. You live in Massachusetts too. What area are you? I would love to know where you go thrifting. Okay, so I have switched areas now because I moved. Where I lived before, it was far away from like everything. But there are a couple of... I go to like a couple of Savers, but I don't really like Savers anymore because it's kind of expensive. Let me think. There's a thrift store in like a... What is it? It's not a Goodwill. It's a Salvation Army in Swansea. That's good. I don't know where you're from though. Like what part. I kind of go all over because I lived in the middle of nowhere. But there is a... Okay, so I don't know what part of Massachusetts you're from because it's kind of like... It could be really far from where you are. But in Mendon, there's a little store called the Blessing Barn. You're in the Boston area. Okay. Well, if you're ever out in the Mendon area, which is like near 495, like off 495, there's a store called the Blessing Barn, and it's cool. It's like a thrift store, but it's very curated. Like they have it really set up nice. I made a couple of videos of going there because I like to go there just to see the designs, like the interior design. Hold on, I'm trying to catch up with these. Yeah, they thought it was a Facebook scam. I don't know who I'd be trying to scam. But yeah, I guess maybe they're like really extra weary. Facebook is the worst. I agree. The only reason I still have Facebook is for things like this. And because I'm a teacher, I like to get ideas, like lesson ideas. You had even written in the message you were talking about Iowa. Yeah, I don't know. That was just... Maybe because I had like drafted a post and tried to post it and it said like pending because you haven't joined the group yet or you haven't answered the question. So maybe... Whoa, the door just slammed. Maybe when I answered the questions, I didn't put Iowa. I don't know. But I'm letting that go because we got even better with the newspaper. Yeah, I'd love to hear if you have any in the Boston area that you go to. I'd love to hear that. Any good ones? I feel like everywhere is kind of hit or miss, but the one in Swansea is huge. And because it's a Salvation Army, the prices really aren't too bad. And they still have their like 99-cent. Every day has a color that's 99 cents. Edna mowed some lawn. Chilly day. If I think of any more, I'll let you know. But I'm like afraid to go into Boston. I hate driving in the city. But I know it's really big. And I know that probably most of the places I'd be going if I was going to a thrift store wouldn't require me to drive through like I don't know. I just think of where like Boston Children's Hospital is. What a nightmare. Haven't had much luck. Global Thrift in Waltham can be good. Okay, I know where Waltham is. There's a place in Norwood. I'm not going to be able to think of the name, but it's a big mill. And it's not really like thrifty prices, but it's still a really fun place to look around if you like antiquing and secondhand stuff and vintage stuff. If you look up in Norwood something Mills, there's a couple of them and they're both good. I went recently. I can't think of the name, but that's a fun one. I like to go to those mills, like the antique mills or the ones with the craft booths and stuff. I think that's a great thing to do, especially like on a rainy day. Yeah, Jen can look it up. All right, quite a nice day. Only a little chilly. Edna pulled the eggplant and tomatoes out of the garden tonight. There's also thanks for the follow, Mila. There's also is there a Goodwill Bins in Boston? I think there might be. Oh, and I have a suggestion. I haven't actually been here, but there's, if you're into, I don't know if you're like into art and crafts and stuff, but there's a craft supply thrift store called Make and Mend. And I follow them on like Instagram and TikTok. I haven't been there, but I think it's in Somerville. I want to go. They have like these bag sales where you fill up a bag for $5 of just all different art supplies, but I already have too much of that anyways, so it's probably better off if I don't go. No, I'm not in Boston. I don't know if you're talking to me or the person who was the Loco Coco who was commenting. I'm not in Boston, but I'm in Massachusetts, so I'm close enough. Yes, okay, so you should check it out and let me know how it is. Because I really want to go. And there's one, I'll stop talking, I promise everybody I'll stop talking about this in a minute. But, yeah, I'm like an hour out of Boston. In Western Mass, there's a sewing, like a fabric thrift store that I really, really want to go to called Swanson's Fabric. And she's also on TikTok. She's really cool. Yes, Winsmith Mill. Thank you, Emily. That's it. Winsmith Mill. And there's another one right near Winsmith Mills. It's like maybe 10 minutes or less from there. So if you see another thrifty kind of like antique mill store, that one's good too. I don't know what it is, but all right. And actually, last time I was there, I had to go outside because I was on the phone with our real estate agent talking about the offer that we were going to put on this house. So that place is special to me. And I think the next day we found out we got it. Edna pulled the eggplant and tomatoes out of the garden tonight. Nellie came out for supper and to stay all night. Edna brought something sprouts home from her house. Oh, Eve's sprouts. I'm on summer vacation too. Are you a teacher? Yes, lots of places to explore. If I wasn't so busy with the house right now, because we just got our house a couple of weeks ago now, like a week and a half ago, and it's been like nonstop projects all day long. But if I wasn't so busy, that's what I would be doing. I'm a teacher too. I'm an art teacher, K-5, so I'm also on summer vacation, and that's like what gives me life. I love my job, but it's so nice to be able to have the summer to like recharge and do projects like this, things that are more like for fun. And then when it's September again, I'm ready to go back. What do you teach? What grade do you teach, or what subject? We drove over to Walford to get the battery charged. Oh, I didn't finish the other page? Sorry. Yes, I did. Nellie came out for supper and to stay all night. Edna brought some Eve sprouts from home for her house. Yeah, 6th grade special ed. Middle school, everyone says it, I'm sure, when you tell them you teach middle school, but middle school, you know, I did when, oh, that's okay, Pat, thank you though. Thanks for the catch. I feel like I could do, 6th grade I could do. Once 7th, 8th, I'm like a small person, and I look, my students who are really young even, sometimes they're confused. They're like, are you in high school? Because I just like, I'm small. But I don't think I could survive teaching high school. What type of special ed you? But what I was starting to say, and then I got sidetracked, was when I was doing like, not student teaching yet, but like observations and demo lessons and things like that in college, I taught a few 6th grade classes, and they were good. All boys. But they're still young. It also depends on how the school district breaks up their age groups. That's what I've noticed. Because my district does, the first district that I taught in did K-5 altogether. And it's a huge difference in just like, I don't know, like how young the kids seem. when the next district, they do K to 2 in one school, and then they do 3 to 5 in another school. So they stay younger longer, I think, in the K to 2. You're a medical social worker. Most of your kids get some type of special education support. Emily, I didn't know that. Or at least I remembered that you worked with doctors and you read doctors' handwritings a lot. Co-teach and then teach a support class and a reading class. That's a lot. Teens always scare me. Even when I was a teen, they scared me. That song, Teenagers Scare. Took a drive to Fairfax via Good Maps. Couldn't find any of the population signs going into town. Just a welcome to Fairfax monument. Well, thank you for your hard work. Okay. We drove over to Walford to get the battery charged in the old car, but found no one at the gas station. Oh. We drove over to the cemetery a while before noon. Ellie and Edna painting Edna's front porch. This afternoon. Nellie and Edna went to Eli. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but to a service flag unveiling. Blanche and Norman came out this afternoon for a while. Sometimes you go through Fairfax in Google Maps for fun. Sometimes I think about how this project has probably increased the web traffic to Fairfax's like town website so much. Whoa. That's funny. Just go hang out. That's what I did that too. When I was trying to find like pictures of Fairfax, the town, there's not much online. So I had to go on Google Earth and take some pictures of Street View. All right, Monday, October 16th. Temperature 26 degrees. Coldest morning yet, but warmed up during the day. Edna drove over to Walford to take the battery to get charged out of the old car and to get some what does that say? To get some, I really don't know. Is it a Z? That looks like a cursive Z. Is Zerone a thing? It might have to do with cars. Anyone who knows about cars? 'Cause I definitely don't. This is what I see. Or like maybe it's a J. Zerone, capital C. Yeah, that's what I see, but what is that? Maybe we can just do a little bit of a that's not giving me what I need. Zerone car. I don't know. It's not giving me a quick answer like I want. Well, we can highlight it. Oh, I don't know. Freon. I don't see that. I see something. Which we should, what we really should do is look for another Z. But I don't know when the last capital Z is. Probably when she's talking about the last name Zamastil. Which I don't know when the last time that one was. We could go in, if you really, really want to, we could go back. But it could be Gerone. Okay, is Gerone a type of antifreeze? Someone said. No. See, I love when I search something random and it's like gives me the name right away. I know, Control F, I know. But then I'd have to find the actual photo of the entry, which is the hard part. Oh, Jen just sent something in Discord. Oh, awesome. Jen is like a superstar. So, here it is. Can you guys see it? I gotta get you back on here. Hold on. Wrong thing. Ah! Okay. Zerone or Zer1 automobile performance parts. I don't. Okay, it's a company. I mean, in Malaysia. I don't know. Maybe this isn't. Yeah, I know. I'll know the date. Okay, let me see. We could at least confirm that this is a Z. So I'll control. First, I'll save. Then I'll control F. Z. Well, I'll definitely look up. I know for a fact Zamastil. Bill Zamastil. January 12th. But then I have to go and find this. Okay, remember the number. Wait. Methyl alcohol is also called Zerone. Okay. Then you know what? I'm just going to go with that. I don't want to go through all this work. Because it's going to end up... I don't have these pictures labeled. I just have like the file name, and it would take forever to find it. It's antifreeze. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Okay, but that's not the end of the entry. So Ma and I went along. October 17th. Found a vintage can of antifreeze by DuPont. Ooh, okay. So it'd be... Aha! Cool. This is on eBay. What year is this from? Doesn't tell us. That's cool. So it's antifreeze. I can put a picture of this in the little diary. I can't think of the words right now. The Google Slides that I put all of our diary writing in. I'll put that in there too. Okay. Learn something new all the time. Norman, 1947. Thanks, Jen. Norman Sheldon came out and put the eave spout on Edna's house. And repaired the one on our house. Oh, there's an ad on eBay. Cool. There's an ad on eBay for Zerone. That's what they're talking about. I forget that when I upload this to YouTube, the comments aren't there. So I have to get in the habit of reading the comments back so that we have them. Okay. Nilly, on our house. Nilly came out in the PM and stayed. All night. All right, I have more things coming in the Discord. Oh, cool. Okay. Let's open this up. Okay, this is from... Oh, you guys are sending me a lot. Okay, these are ads for Zerone. in the Cedar Rapids Gazette, which is the newspaper that Todd and his family would have been reading. It's also the newspaper that they put an article about the diaries in. So everything comes full circle. We find a lot of information in this particular newspaper because it's the biggest one nearby. It's kind of like where I live, it would be the Boston Globe because that's like the nearest big city. When your ears turn red and your nose turns blue, the time to get antifreeze is way past due. Okay. So it looks like their mascot is a duck. Cool. All right, thanks guys for sending that. Okay, now I gotta get you all back up here. You can hear the detectives going wild right now. Yeah, I wonder, can you actually hear the little doo-doo, doo-doo, like the message coming in? Because I always forget to turn my volume off. And I wonder if the microphone's picking it up. It's mainly Jen. Yeah, Jen is like so on top of everything. You guys can hear it. That's funny. Yeah, so that's if you guys want in on that, that's our Patreon group. It's like a club, a research club. And everybody goes in there together and they have, like, people have brought in their own diaries that they're getting on eBay and researching themselves. And we've been doing a lot of, like, cross-researching, like, helping. And I feel like, too, the coolest part about it is every story, like all these different diary stories that we're reading, there are overlaps. Like there are some things, one of you, the diary is linked to New York, and there have been a couple of things that have happened in that diary that I'm like, oh, that kind of reminds me of the Brooklyn diary that I'm reading. So like there's so much overlap. It's fun. And we've never run out of things to do on there. There's always more. I have been slacking and I'm sorry. I wish I could be on there more, but I got so much to do. Oh, I just lost my place. I have to start writing my presentation too for Rock Hall. Oh, I accidentally added a star to this document because I started typing. No! 17th. Okay. Already did that one. Next one. Why? Okay. One of the diaries I have starts every day with the weather too. Yeah, I think that was like a thing back then. But I don't remember what year yours was from. But I think I've noticed that in other diaries that I have read or that I have looked at on eBay. Anglesey, who wrote the diary in 1917, she definitely wasn't really writing about the weather much unless it was like a big storm or something. But she had other things to worry about, like who she was gonna let marry her. 1885, yeah. One of the diary, oh, I already read that one. Yeah, I think talking about the weather and diary entries was like they had a farm, so it makes sense. I think many more people had farm diaries, like specifically. Remember seeing a listing on eBay where they also mentioned the weather at the beginning. Yeah, I think farm, like I just said, farm diaries, I think were a thing. Because I've seen that too on eBay. I've seen specifically the term farm diary. So it would make sense if they had a farm, they were like extra concerned with the weather. And then they could look back the year before and compare, what the seasons were doing at that time. Looking forward to your presentation. Would be great if we could attend or watch the recording. Yes, there will at the very least to be a recording. I might try to go live too, but I have to figure out like who's going to do that for me. Ian will be there with me. We're actually making it into a little vacation. We're going to Rock Hall in Brooklyn, and we're going to go see all the places that Anglesey went to, which is really cool. I'm so excited. We've been to Rock Hall before, but only for like a long weekend, so we had to cram a lot of stuff in. We didn't get to go. Yeah, Ian's going to be in charge of either doing the live or recording or both. I don't know though, we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited. I just have to like actually write it and put together my presentation. All right, we had figured out who Joe Yanisek was before, but I forget. Came over to take the front fence. Is he the one who helped Edna spray the trees? actually, I can answer that question. Yes, he is. Okay. Let me, maybe it was in the other diary? Seriously, everything is taking so long to load. Oh, it finally loaded your family tree of the Delaney's, Jen. I'm not going to X that out so that it doesn't go away. I'm going to open up the 1943 diary. So this one is completed. Ian can set up your phone for the live and record you with his device. That is very true. He should do that. Definitely. Because I want to put the whole thing on YouTube. I'm looking up Joe. Yes, here. It says did some digging under the cabin. And split all of the wood. Okay, so Joe comes around to help with the household tasks. I guess he wasn't the one who sprayed the trees, but I thought he was. It's Yenisek. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I guess it doesn't help here. I guess it wasn't in the 1944 diary. It was in the other one. But that does help, and let me go back and fix that on here, because that one I have it right, but the other one I had a question mark. And is it, okay, it's EK? Okay. And that one I have it right too. Okay, great. Came over to take the front fence out, but found it in cement and the posts too, well, okay, I'm gonna correct the too hard to get out, so let it go. Sounds like every household project we've tried to do so far. Like, you just want to do something simple, and then there's 5 other things that need to be done to let that thing get done. He dug the carrots and did some other work around until noon, and then Edna took him home. Okay, so took him home. I wonder if he's young. Yeah, he might be a handyman. I wonder if he's a young boy. Something came and got the creosote posts. Jenks? Jenks. I don't know. Or Yanks? I don't know. Thursday. We have not gotten very far. I feel like we've done a lot of chit-chatting, but I like that. I think it's fun. All right. A nice day. Nellie came up after school. Nellie was a school teacher and a principal, and took Edna and I into Trinity Church to supper. We had a nice supper, talked to Lloyd on phone. Someone had asked a few lives ago if they talked about talking on the phone a lot. So that's a little, a mention of that. I found Joe's grave with a picture of him. Oh, did you send that to me? Probably didn't see it. Awesome. Let me open it up. Yeah, that picture looks familiar. We must have, I don't know. A lot of those older pictures look the same, but I feel like we did find him. Maybe not. Cool. Okay, hold on. He's on the 1940 census as a farmer. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. He's either, maybe he's a farmer and he does like handyman work, or he's just helping them out. But there he is with his wife. So what year was he born? 1894. Okay, so he wasn't a young man. She just took him home. Yeah, it is beautiful. What a fancy chair. Oh, and she's like holding her bouquet in between her arm. That's interesting. Okay. Maybe he just stepped up while Todd was sick. Yeah, that's true. He could have been a neighbor that was helping them out. All right, talk to Lloyd on the phone. I love all those old wedding photos. I have a few of them in my collection. I'd like to get back into going through my photo collection and trying to identify people in it, because those are fun. Those are like shorter research projects. Sometimes it's nice to take a little break from the big stuff. Like this is such a in-depth project. Speaking of though, so we have one more diary after this one. We're already in October. We have one more from 1947. And then after that, we have to decide like what's our next project. So that's probably going to be the diary detective's job to vote on which project will be next. But we don't really have to worry about that for a while. But we do go through these diaries quicker than I think we will. You know, like it hasn't been very long, and we already read through the 1943 one, and now we're in October. So been kind of like cranking out a month per live. All right, I washed and put up most of the storm windows. Downstairs in the afternoon. Let's drag this on. I don't want it to end. Yeah, it would be cool to find like Edna Jr.'s diaries. Like I would love to. Maybe by then I'll connect with family members and we'll have more to go through, but I don't know. To bring up the diary detectives again, there are diaries in there that the group brought in so the one I'm thinking of is a woman named Lillian, and there were a couple of her diaries that we had, and then over time, how many are we at now? Do we have like, oh, I wonder, did we get that one? Someone was bidding on another diary by her. So like we have the two, and then someone else bought another diary of Lillian's. So now we have 3 diaries of Lillian's, and yeah. Oh yeah, and the donated diaries. Yeah, that's like another thing. So because of that article that was written in the Cedar Rapids Gazette, someone actually reached out to me from Iowa, and I mean, they're not Todd's diaries, they're not from his family, but they're from that area. And he just sent me like 6 diaries and donated them to us. So we have we have so many to pick from. I know, I'd love Nellie's perspective too. Maybe we should try to get in contact with Nellie's family. Nellie is tough because she never had children. So the only people that we would be able to really get into contact with her would be her. I don't think her sister had children either, so her brother's line of descendants. Same thing, Edna Jr. didn't have children. So it's kind of like that creates a dead end. But her niece, yeah. Edna had a bonfire in the evening. Oh, there's Joe again. Okay, so she's spelling it with an A, but as we know, Edna sometimes doesn't spell people's names right, or foods. Okay, yeah, Carmen's family, we'd have to, like, trace that down. Carmen was married, so probably had kids. Yeah, we could try. Maybe we can put that in our goals for research this week. Joe Yanisek took the front fence down today. John Murphy here fixing the pump and cistern pump to pump the water out of the well. And cistern pump. Okay. We've learned a lot about wells in this diary. They were digging their own well, which I'm assuming is this one, or maybe they were digging another one for Edna's house. That could have been it too, but they were fixing the well. They were like waiting for the water to be ready. We learned that they have soft water, or they have hard water and they need soft water. It's like one or the other. I love how it sounds like the community is really taking care of Edna. Yes, that is true. Everyone's pitching in. They were before, but now they like really are. Edna, the daughter, though, can do a lot of this stuff herself, as we've learned. Like, she's a very strong, independent woman. And she fixes her car and her lawnmower and, like, finished building the house, so... Edna, the wife, I think, needs a little bit more help with the day-to-day stuff now. All right, Lloyd and David came out about noon, and in the afternoon, we went down... Oh, yeah. Did we talk about Carmen in the Diary Detectives group? Is that... Okay, so Jen is saying... Sorry, I'm like reading this and not saying what I'm reading. So Jen says, yeah, and Carmen's life was so interesting too. She married her husband's son. Is that... Yes, we've talked about her. Yes, okay, so that is the woman we were... A while ago, we had figured that out. Probably because... One of the goals that week was like to find out more about Nellie's life, so we started to go into her. I forgot that was her. Yes, and you asked how her first husband died because you were like convinced this was going to become a true crime thing. Okay, so I guess, wow, we're going to have to, it is suspicious. It is weird. It's definitely out of the ordinary, so we'll have to dig deeper now. Maybe we can connect with Carmen's family. Lloyd and David came out about noon, and in the afternoon we went down to the bank and fixed up our affairs. And then Lloyd and I came home, and he pumped up the tires on the old car and put the battery in, and then we swept and cleaned it out some. It was very dirty. Edna went to see our... Nellie came out. Carmen's family may not want to revisit the true crime, yeah. How much after his death did they marry? I'm not sure. Her first husband was older than her. Her second husband was closer to her age. Yeah, so it was like a previous marriage, I guess. Do we have... I know one of you made Nellie's tree, but I don't think I'm like joined onto it. The Kruger family tree. We'll have to take a closer look. There's so much to keep track of. You guys are better at this than I am, remembering, like, keeping the names straight and the relationships. Okay, Jen's sending me something. See if it lets me open it. Yeah, the soft water. Water softening store. I found that when I was doing, like, we were just talking earlier about, yes, that's in front of the Mason place. That's why I saw it. And when we were talking about just going through Google Earth and like taking a trip around Fairfax, I remember seeing the soft water place. And then again, when we were looking for the Masonic temple, we saw it again, the soft water store. Okay, so this is so weird. Look at this family tree. So Carmen marries Robert, right? Then you see Carmen again down here. I was like, something's wrong here. No, this is just like what happened. Carmen married Robert. He died in 1967. Then she married Gary. She lived until 2020. Wow. Okay, so it looks like they had one child together. And okay, so these are like a lot of living people that we could try to get into contact with. Oh, that is so weird that like people are appearing twice. They kind of look alike. Yeah, we found her obituary, yes. I remember. I'll have to refresh my memory, though. I feel dumb sometimes when I can't remember who's who, but there's a lot of info going. 1 year later? Yeah, that's it. I get confused because of how many different diaries we're reading. They do look, yeah, they look very alike. Yeah, he was born in 1920. 20 years older than her. You always forget people. I know. I'm not the only one. And I feel like, too, it's easier to remember, like, if you're the person who felt like Jen remembers a lot because she's usually the person who finds the people we're looking for and, like, finds their stories and shares them with us. So she remembers them better because she actually was the one who shared it. Even for a small town, it's a lot to keep up with, yes. Robert died in 1967. She married him and his son in 1968. Wow. Just about a year later. Under a year. That is, like... I feel like something couldn't have just, like, happened unexpectedly between them two less than a year after his father died. I feel like there had to be something going on before then. That's not something that just happens in less than a year. That's not a very long time. Women were supposed to mourn for long periods of time. Yeah. It's strange. A nice day. Yeah, you asked if he was poisoned. Maybe we'll find out more, Valentina. Yeah, he was her stepson for 6 years. Okay, I imagined it being more than that. But geez, still. Ugh. Nellie and Edna got the windows for the front porch down, and they put them in. In the afternoon, Ma went into Blanche's with Nellie today. I wonder if that's in the afternoon period. Ma went into Blanche's with Nellie today. Stayed for dinner. Sat some, I think that says sat some, about 2:30. Kit, this entry is kind of confusing. Carly, Valentina, I don't know if you saw that. Carly said Zerone poisoning. Yeah. Oh my God. Got home. Where was that? Yeah, probably. Yeah, it is because it's a new sentence. Yep. Got home about 2:30. That makes more sense. Kit, Pauline, and Lucille. Oh, Kit, Pauline, Lucille called this afternoon. Also, Helen and boys. Edna, Nellie, and I alone in the evening. Again, alone, the three of them alone. It's interesting. I wonder, she must mean like she feels alone because she doesn't have, obviously doesn't have Todd there, but I wonder what would make them feel not alone. Maybe if Lloyd was there. You're so into this and want to join your club? Well, you can. Feel free. All the links are in the bio on my TikTok page. We're always like happy to welcome new diary detectives. I'll send you a sticker. So basically in the links, you'll see there's a Discord link that's like a free Discord that you can join. And that's just like where I send, you're downloading Discord now. That's awesome. Hi, Carly. Yay. Well, the free one is great because I just put in like announcements and updates. I haven't been keeping up with it too much, but it's a place where I'll like put anything new that's going on and reminders about lives and stuff. But the thing about the Patreon is when you're a subscriber, you get access to more Discord rooms, like chat rooms, and that's where all of the like fun stuff happens. So we would be so happy to have you if you want to join. And basically the Patreon, it's like a subscriber based fundraising program, not program, but like it's a third party thing. But all that goes to kind of like funding, buying new diaries, keeping this going. So it's like you're supporting the content, and you get to be part of our like secret club. And you can officially be a diary detective. I feel like what I need to start doing, instead of sending little stickers, I think I need to get patches made, and we need like a patch if you're a diary detective. I think that would be funny. We're all from different parts of the world. I wish we could all like get together. But yeah, Jen, you agree? Okay, maybe I'll have to make a patch. All right, Monday, October 23rd, 1944. Yeah, it's like the nicest group of people I've ever been a part of. A magnifying glass, yes. I'm going to make the badges. We need a 10-year reunion. That's a long time from now. Stickers too, yeah. I'll send you a sticker. We don't bite, very true. Secret handshake, secret virtual handshake. All right. We're also going to do like Zoom meetings too soon, but there's like a lot going on right now we have our new house that we're starting to like try to get livable. So after that's all settled, we'll do like little, I don't know, research meetings or just like hangouts. Maybe 5 then. Yeah. All right. I bet 5 years will go by quick. 1 or 2 year reunion or a Zoom hang. Yes, we'll have a Zoom hang soon. All right, Monday, October 23rd, a fine fall day. The yard covered with leaves. Edna and I took everything out of the trailer today. And swept it up. I wonder what they had in the trailer. Had a bonfire. They have a lot of bonfires when they clean out places. I guess they burn everything. Had a bonfire. Mr. Crawl up and looked at it today. I finished putting the storm windows on the south side today. And by the way, just about the Diary Detectives group again, it's like you can participate as little or as much as you want, because we're in there all day going back and forth. Like, I think it's great because Discord is something where you can kind of like send a message when you're free and then people can read it later. It's not like something you have to be on at a certain time, but don't be overwhelmed because of how much is going on in there. Like, you don't need to, just you being in the group is enough. Like, you don't feel pressure. Everyone's got like their own little project going, and then we do this stuff, but it can be a lot. So if you join Discord or Patreon, we'll send you a link to be able to join the extra rooms on Discord. And if they don't work, you can let me know and I'll help you get in. But so far, so good. Everyone's been able to get in. Except I'm helping one person, but I don't know. I don't think Audra is here right now. I'm still trying to help Audra get in. Yeah, and we even share what we're up to outside of the investigating. Yeah, it's a fun little group. Yeah, I don't remember them talking about the trailer until now either. I've never heard a mention of that. Okay, so another fine fall day. Temperature 42 this morning. I scrubbed the trailer. All of a sudden, a trailer exists. Wonder if it's like I'm picturing like a closed-in trailer, but maybe it's like a trailer that connects to a truck or something for farm business. Okay, a nice day. Here's Joe again. I'm just gonna spell it like she spells it, even though apparently that's wrong. and putting this chicken fence up. Oh, so maybe Edna's gonna get some chickens. So Joe came and put the chicken fence up. Did not get it finished today. Mrs. John. That name, I don't know. Moynakan. What do you guys think? Moynahan. Oh yeah, that's probably an H. Yeah, and it does look like that is a dotted I, but it's also round. Montanan. I think I definitely see M-O-Y-N. This could be an A or an I, but the fact that there's a dot there makes me think it's an I. And then that does look like an H. The Y was interfering, and I think I saw a K, but I see an H. I'm going to go with Moynahan. Yeah, Jen will find it. Oh, and there comes the message. Here we go. Awesome, Jen. Okay, so let's go back. I need to be able to see you guys. Okay. So here he is. Well, this is John. So it's talking about Mrs. John Moynahan, so that must be Dorothy. Oh my gosh. I'm so used to seeing the pictures of these people in black and white, and when you see it in color, it's like it hits a little harder. But yeah, there they are. So it's Moynahan. Yep, we got the spelling. Great. All right. The only bad thing about everyone being so quick is that after we read, we hardly have anything we need to research because it's all done while we're on here now. Mrs. John Moynahan. Oh, see, I always do this before I finish the sentence. Was buried today. So when we go on here, Mrs. John Moynahan buried today. She died in 2018 in Fairfax. So I wonder, did he have another wife? I don't know. Maybe his, oh yeah, maybe his mother. Okay, do we have, okay, let me see something. So this is his obituary. Son of Thomas and Mabel Moynahan. So they specifically say Mrs. John Moynahan, but they're both from Fairfax. He's from Cedar Rapids. It says, well, no, they're both from Fairfax. So it's clear that even if that's not the exact woman, they're a relative. So we'll figure that out. So I guess we can do a little highlight there. So we'll finish finding out what that business is about. Actually, I wonder if I can do... every time I open up Find a Grave, it's automatically opening to Anglesey because this was from the other diary that kind of like started my whole search. So let's look up last name Moynahan in Fairfax, Iowa. Jen's probably sending it right now. I'm going to keep searching though. So, and died in 1944. Yes. Nora. And her husband's John. Okay, so I bet when I open up Discord. What's this? Okay, this is Hannah Moynahan. Oh, we have another. I can never find like the year on these things. There's so much information. (1944) October 22nd. Hannah. So who's Nora? They have another son. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure out. Cool. Look at this old picture. Wow. Okay, we're going to have to figure that out. We'll have to do a little bit more of a deep dive to figure out which Mrs. John Moynihan exactly, because apparently there are many of them. October 20. Yeah, so that must be her. But I wonder, I don't know. We'll have to find her obituary and everything to figure out who John is. John, okay, I already did not do that one yet. So Edna was at the bank alone today. Crawls attending a wedding at Hills. I don't know where Hills is. So Crawls, who is mentioned often, maybe we can figure out who this person is now because they worked at the bank. Okay, we're almost done with October. We'll stop when we reach the end of October for today. But this has been a very interesting, like, jam-packed month with, as far as, like, extra little research things go. I'm getting hungry, though. I can hear Ian cooking. Temperature 26 degrees, but warmed up. And was a fine day. Edna cleaned the garden. Yeah, this has been a good one, the October one. No, I don't know. This is a new house and a new, like, routine for us. Like, we've only been here a week and a half, so we'll figure that out. But I am, like, really bad. And when I'm home, like, by myself, because I'm on summer vacation right now, I'm a teacher. When I'm busy all day and, like, doing projects and cleaning things and painting now, and I, like, forget to eat. So I usually end up eating late because I ate a late lunch because I forgot to eat lunch, and then I ate late. Like, it's not good, but yeah, I usually eat pretty late. Edna cleaned the garden out some tonight. I also have class twice a week, and there's not really enough time on my break that we get like a 10-minute break, and that's like time to eat a little snack, but it's not time to make dinner. So I eat after class, so that's late. So yeah, I guess I'm just in a habit of eating late lately. But on normal, like, school days, I don't eat that late. Edna cleaned the garden out some tonight. Lloyd went through to Omaha this afternoon. So when they talk about Lloyd going through to Omaha, he worked for the post office. I said this before, but everyone kind of comes and goes. He worked for the post office on a mail train. So he actually, like, sorted the mail on the train as it went through from Chicago to Omaha, back and forth, back and forth. And that's what they're talking about. So he went through Fairfax. And one of the sweet things that Todd used to do is walk down the street to the train tracks and wave to Lloyd on his way through. So that's, like, sad that he's not doing that right now. Thanks, Jessica, for the like. That's one of your ADHD traits. Fortunately, my spouse thinks to make food. Yeah, Ian is a great cook, and he likes to cook, so. If you don't have work, you eat 2 to 3 p.m. Yeah, that's what I end up, like, I don't eat breakfast, and I should, but I just drink my coffee and I get going on something, and then it's lunchtime, and then I have to stop and make myself lunch, and it's not really healthy, but I don't like to eat. Hannah is Nora. Oh, okay, so maybe Nora was her given name, or the opposite, like maybe Hannah was her given name and Nora was her... Ooh. Court case involving the Crawls at Hills Bank. Huh. Now, hold on, because... Okay, Crawls was attending a wedding at Hills. When did this court case take place? I wonder if something happened when he went to the wedding. We'll have to look at that. Like, that has to be. I'm also going to write this court case. I don't know if you can see that. You can't. I'm, like, leaving a message, like a comment. And we'll figure that out prior to wedding. Okay. We also found some information about another Fairfax townie, Edgar Firkins, before the diary was written. So we like to take deep dives on the townsfolk. A lovely fall day. Very warm. Edna went to CR this afternoon, and Nellie came out with her in the evening. Helen sent us a chicken today. Helen has sent chickens in the past, so Helen must raise chickens. Because that's like not the first time Helen has sent a chicken. And I feel like that's not a gift you get someone unless you raise chickens. Another lovely fall day. That's nice. Nellie was here, and her and Edna cleaned out the east end of the barn, which was a big job. Did they have a bonfire? But it looked a lot better. Lloyd, Francis, Roger, and David came out in the afternoon for a while. So that's, oh, thanks for sharing, Rowan. That is Todd's son, his wife, and their kids. 2 of their kids. Can't get the Discord link to work. It's taking you to a video game server named The Hood. Okay, that's not it. That's weird. Are you talking about the link that's in my bio, or are you talking about the link that's from Patreon? Because if it's the link that's in my bio, maybe something happened where it got mixed up with another link, because that's definitely not it, so I'm sorry. I'll have to make a new one. A new link in my link tree. Okay, I have to change that right now then. I bet I changed it to a new link and then didn't update the link tree, because sometimes people have trouble getting in. Okay, hold on. Sometimes people have trouble getting into the Discord, and I changed the link and I forget to change it on there. So bear with me for 1 second. I never can figure this out. But if you do end up joining the Patreon thing, they'll send you a new link too, which will join you into both of those things. Hold on, I never can remember how to do this. Diary detectives, invite people. Set this link to never expire. Okay. I've had to do this way too many times, but okay, so I'm going to paste that in there now. It'll probably take a little while to update, but sorry about that. My server is definitely not called The Hood. Although, depending on what video game they're playing, that might be a fun server to be a part of, but yeah, I'd say probably like refresh and try again. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Are you in... Oh, yeah. So if you're in Canada or anywhere outside the US, it seems like you can only get into it from Instagram. Okay. I'm going to keep going. Thank you, Carly. No, thanks for letting me know, though, because I'm sure that's been happening to people a lot. They're probably like, what? This is not what I signed up for. And I bet The Hood is getting a lot of random people joining their Discord server who are like, where are the diaries? I'm in Florida, if that counts as the USA. What do you think? I've been to Florida a few times. Actually, only once. To Disney when I was young. Very dry. Okay, so another wonderful fall day. Did I already? Wow, another wonderful fall day. 3 in a Diaries, yeah. Todd in the Hood of Fairfax. Oh, it's a Roblox game. Oh my gosh, yeah, they're probably so confused. Would love to go birdwatch there. Yeah, in Florida they have some big birds. I'm a bird watcher too. It's okay. We can be nerdy in many different ways at once. Another wonderful fall day, very dry. It has not rained for a month. Okay. Edna had a big bonfire in the lot tonight. Also raked some leaves. So she did burn the stuff from the barn. I sorted out old magazines in the afternoon. Here for the beaches and horses, no complaints. My lineage traces all back through Florida. And you love the birds. I was talking earlier about the crows in my yard today. Were going nuts. And they were making this noise. One of them, they were all, cawing like a crow does. Really loud. And then one of them was making this other noise that I've never heard a crow make. And I was like, is it hurt? Is it okay? It was weird. It was like it was crying. I guess it was fine. Lloyd came out it looked like they were fighting over something. Some food. Before noon and put the storm windows on upstairs. And after dinner, he changed. Maybe it was a baby crow. Yeah, maybe. It was very loud. Oh, maybe mocking someone they talk. Yeah, birds are crazy. Like ravens are crazy. I forget that crows also do that. Ian's texting me. Going to cook some food. Nice. Yeah, I went to a wildlife sanctuary one time in New Hampshire, and they had a bunch of different birds, like hurt birds that couldn't go back into the wild. They had a couple of owls and eagles, and they were hurt in a way of whatever. Each one had a different injury, or was hit by a car or something. It was like really sad, but they couldn't be let back into the wild because they would die. And the raven that they had there was like building a ladder. We just watched it build a ladder in its little cage. Not cage, like it was like a big thing, but it was crazy. It was like testing out the size of different sticks to see if they would work. And then, taking that one down and trying another one. So smart. And then that raven, the reason why I brought it up was because we kept like hearing a dog bark when we were there. And it was weird because it was just a bunch of birds. They didn't have any like other animals or anything. It was in the woods. There weren't any dogs, right? So when they were feeding the raven, we got to see it. And the person who was feeding them was telling us like, oh yeah, they were telling us just about the bird. And they said, this raven, we don't know where it picked it up, but they pick up sounds and they repeat them. And this raven can bark like a dog. And we're like, oh my God, that was actually the bird? It's crazy. Some of those videos on YouTube of ravens repeating is like really, it's freaky. And the thing about ravens is it's not like a parrot, where a parrot, you can tell it's a parrot talking. Like they just repeat the word, but you can tell it's a parrot. You can tell it's not a human. Ravens can like repeat the tone of the voice too. So they'll say the word, but they'll also say it sounding like your voice or like whatever is making that sound. I don't know. It's fascinating. I'm glad we've got some fellow birders in here. Lloyd came out in the forenoon and put storm windows on upstairs, and after dinner he changed the battery in the old car and drained the oil and put in new oil and dug a lot of the cannas. Nellie was here in the evening. So no Halloween festivities, I guess. Anyone have the Merlin app? It's good for bird sounds. I had the Merlin app a long time ago, and I don't think I have it anymore because I was using, no, that is the one I was using because that's the one that you like put in the size of the bird and where the patterns are, right? And then it gives you like your options. Oh, you missed your birthday? I'll go back. I use eBird a lot for like hot spots and like tracking where certain birds are, or like places that would be really good. But yeah, Merlin is good for IDing a bird if you don't know. You can listen with it too. Yeah, I haven't done that. That's cool. There was a bird, yes, I love, so this is right up our alley, because this whole project, reading the diary, typing it out, transcribing, you know, like researching, it's all very methodical, and it's very like logging things and organizing things. And eBird, if you're a birder, you can make a list of all of the birds that you see when you go somewhere, and then you can post it, and it like adds to the data of the website, and then it also keeps track of your like list, your life list of birds. So it's very like for people who like to log things and keep track of things and like to see the progress, it's a great free app and website to be a part of. But the crows today, one other thing I wanted to say that was, I think it was the crows, or maybe it was a mockingbird, because I haven't really like paid attention to what different kinds of birds are over here. I swear to God, there was a bird that sounded like I'm not going to make the sound, but there's like an alarm on the iPhone, like an alarm tone. It's like a high-pitched ringing, and it's very distinct. And I swear to God, I heard that a couple of times in the woods. I'm like, is that bird mimicking the iPhone alarm sound? Probably it could. That course I went a while ago about bioacoustics. Oh, it was given by people that run eBird. Yeah, it was Cornell, right? Cornell's like huge into birds, ornithology. Yeah, Valentina went to was it a conference, or it was a course about bioacoustics. It's interesting. I like don't really remember the facts about it, but I read something or I watched a video about how birds in the city, a workshop, yes. I read something about how birds in the city are changing their sounds because of like traffic sounds. Like they're changing to a different pitch, or they're like, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's really interesting to hear how it's. Oh, you know what? It was a podcast. But what podcast was it? I don't know. But it was a good one, because they talked about, yes, we can nerd out about that on the Discord. They talked about how they record bird sounds and like the layers of birds, like the layers of different sounds in the recording or something. It was really cool. What the heck was I don't remember the exact podcast. Yeah, they're talking loudly because of the noises in the cities. Yeah, they like changed to either a louder call or a call that's a different, is there an app where you can see what kind of birds you have around you? Yes. So eBird does that. I find like searching on eBird easier on the computer than the phone, because it's kind of like clunky. It's gotten a little bit better. Let me see what other bird apps I have. I love the turn that this has taken. I haven't used them in a while, but I have. What did I use? Oh, I guess my iCloud like undownloaded it. But eBird I use to log them. Merlin Bird ID is what everyone in here is talking about. That's really a good one, because I think that's the one you can download packs. Like you can put in where you are, and it downloads like the most common birds, like a little field guide for you. A nerdy birder. Awesome. We have so much in common, everybody. Yeah, I used to be like really into birding, because you get to go out into nature on a hike or on a walk, but with a purpose, you know, like you're looking for something. That's why I like it. Yeah, let's see. My when was the last time I even logged anything? But the eBird app is really cool, because you can look for hot spots, like places that have a lot of birds near you, and you can click on them and see like what people have seen. There was a snowy owl in our area. There is like every year there's somewhere in our area, so it's like cool to check out. You're late. Oh yeah, we just kind of like ended, but I will post like the replay on YouTube as always, and I'll put the actual text of the diary in the website. Oh, there was a screech owl. So cute. I met a screech owl. It was again an owl that was injured, so couldn't be released back into the wild, and I won a contest I was so determined. It was at this place called the Lloyd Center in Dartmouth, Massachusetts. That's where I went to school. And they're like an environmental organization, and they have the owl there because it was injured and someone brought it there, and they couldn't like re-release it. So that's their owl. His name is Coco. And they had a photography contest, and I was like determined to win it, and I did. I won it with a picture of a raccoon. And I got to go like meet the owl. It was so cute. I wonder, where was the screech owl? Was it like at your house? Or they're so small and they blend in so well. I've never seen one in the wild. We have at my parents' house barred owls. There's like a couple of barred owls that have been coming every year now. And last year they had babies. And we watched the babies fledge from the nest and grow up. It was amazing. It was like the best week of my life. Oh, wow. Okay, in Ontario, in a forest. Oh. Did you see the screech owl or did you just hear it? I love taking pictures of birds. Your camera's in Norway. Oh no. Now you'll see like so many awesome things that you'll want to take a picture of. Just heard it. Yeah, they have that little high-pitched, whiny kind of hoot. They're so cute. We were seeing the barred owls like during the day because, oh yeah, I have videos of the owl babies and pictures. I'll share them with you guys. I have like my YouTube for the diary stuff, but then I have another one where I just uploaded these things to like save them, but let me see if I can. Which one is it? I don't know why I have like so many YouTube accounts. I don't mean to, but they just like created every time I have a new. Here it is. Okay. This is just where I put all my videos to save them because I took them with my nice camera and they're big. Come on, Addie, make a bird thingy on Discord. I will. I'll make a separate bird chat. Oh, we can watch this one. I wonder, I don't want the like volume to really mess up, but. So I'll maybe put it on mute. But okay, this is the baby owl. The two baby owls in the tree outside my house. And one of them is going to spit out a pellet. It's gross. Disgusting. But crazy. It was so cool that we caught it on camera. I would just go out there after work every day and take videos of them. Yeah. So if you want to see the owl videos, it's, I guess, AddieCat19 on YouTube. But that's not my main channel. My main channel is Things Lost and Found. But I'll send you some pictures too, Valentina. I'll put them in the Discord. All right, everybody. I think I might be all done for today, but that was a great chat about birds at the end. I like that we can talk about other things too. But any last... Oh, you want the owl videos? Okay, I'll send them to you. Before I go, I do have my next live scheduled on TikTok. On my page, if you click on the live event, it should give you, it will show you the one for today, but there's another one scheduled next Wednesday, which is July 5th at 6 Eastern. So same time, same day. We'll probably stick with Wednesdays for the rest of the summer. All right, so you can register there. That will make sure that you get a notification, or it will give you more of a chance of getting a notification. TikTok's kind of weird. So if you really want to make sure, you can join the free Discord page, which is now hopefully accurately linked in my link tree. It's not going to take you to the hood. But if you join that, that's where I put... like before I go live, I put a reminder there too, so that could go right to your phone or set a calendar reminder. I just think sometimes TikTok doesn't tell people that I'm live, so I always try to tell people, if you really want to be here, sign up on one of those things or set your own notification, because a lot of people end up joining late and are like, what? It didn't let me know. Your last day of work is tomorrow and then summer. Yay, congratulations. Very exciting. All right. Yes, Jen, great hang. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you all next Wednesday at the same time, 6 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for participating. You guys make this fun. All right. Ciao. Bye-bye. Eat up. Yes, definitely. Got to go see what Ian's making. All right. Bye, everybody.